So RK gave one of the most heartbreaking briefings, press conferences, I guess I've ever heard him give today in regards to autism. And you see right here a few stats. 1 in 30 have autism. 1 in 20 boys have autism. 1 in 12.5 boys in California have autism. What do you think it leads to? I'm just going to throw it out there. I bet it's the vaccines. Because this was never a problem a long time ago. And it's only getting worse. I cannot wait till we expose Big Pharma and this horrific thing they have done. Stop vaccinating your children, please. Yes, I just drank methylene blue.
Hey guys, it's B-Rob and it's the Food for Thought Faithcast. And Jordan Clark, my man, just said something that we all have been thinking and nobody wants to tackle because that's such a tough subject because of how many people we know personally with autistic kids. And that, but that's a subject that's going to have to be tackled because not only is Big Pharma raking in millions, trillions of dollars, they're getting people rely on the federal government. What do you think they want? That's what they want. They don't want you to own anything. They don't want you to have anything. They don't want you to know anything. They just want you stupid and relying on them. So they create the problem and then create the vaccines supposedly to fix the problem. But it comes out that the vaccines are the problem. Well, it hasn't really yet, but it will. And guys, that's a tough one. Like I said, I even have friends with kids who are autistic. I have a nephew who's autistic. They're great people. Great kids. But it is what it is. And it's going to have to come out. It's going to have to be talked about, just like everything else is slowly coming out. Guys, it's a beautiful day. It's July 3rd. And after Hakeem Jeffries just, I don't know what that was for 9 hours, but after he just felt like 9 hours anyway, talked, that was just a delay tactic. That's all that was, delay tactic. They don't want this one big, beautiful bill coming out at all. They don't want it coming out. Wonder why. Does it expose the fraud? Does it expose? I mean, not only does it, I'm not going to sit here and guess, but I know things that it does do, and it's amazing, and it's a wonderful day. And it just so happens that Trump's going to sign it tomorrow on July 4th, the 249th birthday of the U.S., I think the military, right? Yeah. Amazing things are happening. God is so good. God is so great. I get to go back to Royston, Georgia next weekend, Camp Little Light for Man Camp reunion. It'll be I'm not going to say, but I was going to spill some beans, but not going to. Just let whoever's going find out. It's going to be an amazing 3 days in the woods. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be refreshing. I cannot wait. Guys, it's a awesome, beautiful day. Not too hot. It's a little warm out, but not too hot. But we're down here at the storehouse in Lincolnton, and we'll be closed tomorrow. We're opening back up Saturday. So if you need anything for your house to help you build your house or remodel your house, call me. Text me 706-691-1043. Guys, I love you. God bless you. I'm going to leave you with some more clips. Maybe come back after the clips. All right, guys.
At this point in the episode, we show you the lies. All the lies.
I think this is one of the saddest days in modern American history. This is the largest.
It's the game plan.
This is the largest withdrawal and ending of health care in American history.
Lies.
17 million people in our country, 17 million Americans in our country
That don't
are going to lose
deserve
their
it.
Medicaid. They're going to lose their ACA insurance. Small business owners are going to have their health care costs skyrocket. And
BS.
people are going to have their SNAP and WIC cut back.
They
People are
didn't
going to go
deserve
hungry.
it anyway.
People are going to get sick. On a scale unlike anything we've ever seen.
The American
And
people are paying for it.
It's all of it is just to finance tax cuts for billionaires and the wealthiest corporations who don't even need it. I don't think I've ever seen, I don't think we have ever seen or are prepared for how catastrophic this is set to be for a lot of people. And I think it's devastating. And they're talking about this as though it's some tax cut. Even the stuff that they're talking about, taxes on tips, no tax on tips, that's only for people, that's only up to $25,000. And if you're making less than that, you're already kind of exempt from a lot of these things in the first place. So they're giving people crumbs and they're taking away the whole loaf. And it's just a genuinely really sad day for our country.
Exactly what Democrats
Leader Jeffries'
wanted
final
to.
message, looking ahead to 2026, 2028.
Well, you know, to Leader Jeffries' message, he's right. The best thing that we can do right now is press on. And in order for us to salvage what we have and to build through, we have to chart a new course and a new path to our future. And we have to make sure that there are consequences. If you're on Medicaid, if you're on ACA, if you are on Medicare and rely on Medicaid to help with your long-term care, there has to be consequences to these votes. And we have to decide if this is just a joke or just for TV or if this is our real lives. And I hope people vote like.
And the Liar of the Year award goes to the actor, AOC. Absolutely. Here's more. Because you know that we're paying for a lot of the people who live in the United States, especially illegally, and we're paying for that. We're footing that bill with our taxes. Why do you think everything's so expensive? Are you kidding me? Like, don't play dumb now. It is crazy, but here we're going. I'm gonna circle on back to this one because this one kind of gives you a glimpse of where we are. You see what they're crying about? Do you see what they are crying about, the Democrats? But let me circle back to this one from the other night. Yeah, this might give you some food for thought.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Matthew Gagliotti, and I'm the head of the Justice Department's Criminal Division. Thank you all for joining us today as we announce the largest coordinated healthcare fraud takedown in the history of the Department of Justice. Today marks a decisive moment in our fight to protect American taxpayers from fraudsters and to defend the integrity of America's healthcare system. We are announcing today charges against 324 defendants for their alleged participation in healthcare fraud schemes involving approximately $14.6 billion in false claims submitted to Medicare, Medicaid, and other healthcare programs.
Yeah, all I'm gonna tell you is the future proves the past. Nothing can stop what is coming, and God wins. Food for thought.
With all due respect, this is the United States of America. There's so many.
Where are you from?
I'm WSBN Channel 7.
Okay.
My name is Vanessa McCool.
Great, thanks.
United States of America. So many people are being robbed. There's due process. This is wonderful, this dog and pony show, but there's American citizens who are being deported. They show their birth certificates, they show their passports, they show their IDs, and a lot of the work being done is a little sloppy. coffee.
Well, first of all, I'll let ICE handle that accusation that you're making that they're deporting American citizens who are showing birth certificates and all that. I don't believe that that's true, but I'll let them respond to that. But you seem to have no sympathy. You seem to have no sympathy for people that have been victimized by illegal aliens. What about people, you have someone driving drunk and kills American citizen? What about people that have been deported previously and let in under Biden who then commit sexual offenses or commit homicides? And then we have more victims as a result of the federal government's previous inattention and unwillingness to enforce the law. So there are a lot of people that have been harmed by illegal immigration. There have been people that have been harmed by Tren de Aragua gang members who should not be in this country in the first place. So let's just be clear. Who are you fighting for? We're fighting for the citizens of Florida. We want them to be able to live in a society that upholds the rule of law. We want them to be able to live in a state that is safe. And we have to take action on it. I'll let them address your accusation. But the notion that somehow this is America, therefore we're supposed to have an open border, we're not supposed to enforce immigration laws, we're supposed to just sit on our hands when Biden let in 7 or 8 million people illegally into the country? No, that is not responsible. That is not what our citizens elected us to do. So we're in this fight. I think a lot of these narratives that I hear, to me, just instinctively, I think they're fake narratives because I've seen it happen so many times. But I will let folks at ICE respond to your accusation.
Well, the first thing I'll say is that I think the governor's words really stand on their own. The men and women of ICE are working every single day to protect the communities, working with state and local officials to do our very best to protect the communities after the Biden administration opened our borders, allowed people to come into this country that should have never came into this country in the first place, jeopardizing our families and our communities and putting them in harm's way on a daily basis. The men and women of ICE are going into those communities to protect the men and women in these communities, to be able to do the mission that we've been set on every single day that the president has given us.
349,000 new court cases in 2025 alone. Only 1% are new cases based on alleged criminal activity. So a lot of these people don't have criminal past or background. So who's being arrested and where is this information on ICE's website? It's on court documents, but we can't get this information. And ICE, quite frankly, isn't being very transparent.
Look, I'll stand by the fact that if you're in this country illegally, you are a criminal. You will be deported. You will have the opportunity to be able to come back into this country through the correct immigration processes. We're working through those every single day. But our number one goal is to keep the American people safe from the criminals that are walking in this country that should have never been let through in the first place.
We used to call that an old-fashioned smackdown. Generation X, baby.
Donald Trump just cut off direct contact with Benjamin Netanyahu. Not a diplomatic hiccup, not a scheduling conflict, a break. Because Trump believes Netanyahu tried to manipulate him and sabotage peace. And this isn't just about feelings. This is about strategy. Trump recently removed Mike Waltz, his own national security advisor, for back-channeling with Netanyahu. Waltz had been holding unauthorized talks, reportedly pushing a more aggressive stance towards Iran. While the public heard diplomacy, others were whispering war. Trump didn't just ignore it. He demoted Waltz, sent him to the United Nations. That was the first signal. And now comes the second. Trump is done with Netanyahu. Done being played. Done being pushed towards another endless war. And here's the kicker. It's not just our opinion. Major outlets from the Washington Post to Middle East Monitor are reporting this. Trump's break with Netanyahu is real. The Waltz demotion confirmed. This is a geopolitical earthquake, but the media won't say it out loud, so we will. For years, the nation-state of Israel, not the Jewish people, not the religion, but the regime, has used America like a weapon, weaponized loyalty, weaponized history, all while hiding behind the shield of faith. But Trump sees it now. He sees the Epstein web, the Mossad ties, the Maxwells, Ghislaine and her father, Robert, an Israeli agent embedded in media and power for decades. This isn't conspiracy. These ties have been long whispered in intelligence circles, and Trump's walking away from it. This isn't isolationism, it's clarity. He's not abandoning peace, he's demanding it on American terms, not Israeli ones. And to those on the left who still are infected with Trump derangement syndrome, stand down. You are no longer the resistance. You are the interference. Bury your egos. A peacemaker is at the helm, and you, ironically, have become the war hawks. History will remember who stood in the way of peace. We are not your pawns. We are not your silence. My friends, we are all anonymous.
Yep, there we have it right there. And let me tell you, God's peacemaker is at hand. And I'm telling you, just keep on messing with God's plan, see what happens. Just telling you, keep on messing with God's plan and see what happens. The peacemaker is working his peace, and we tried to tell you nothing can stop what is coming. Even CNN's reporting it. Ha ha.
I mean, every politician would like this number here, especially to see it go up. How about compared to other presidents who were Republicans?
Yeah, it's history making. It's history making. What are we talking about here? So why don't we look back? We have all the presidents, Republican presidents, going back over the last 35, 36, 37 years. What are we talking about? GOP, who strongly approved 5 months in. Look at this. George H.W. Bush, Bush 41, 46%. Bush 43, 59. You see Trump, the first term, 53. But look at this. 63%. He beats all the other Republicans on the board here. And I was looking even back since Reagan. And get this, Donald Trump beats Ronald Reagan when it comes to the strongly approved 5 months. And of course, Reagan was coming off that high after that assassination attempt. So the bottom line is Donald Trump is making history with the Republican base. He is more beloved by this Republican base than any Republican base loved any GOP president 5 months in. It is history making.
What'd he just say? It's what? It's history making? I just picture a dancing bear in this video. I just picture it. Yeah. History making. God bless you. B-Rob loves you. Food for Thought Faithcast. We could really use some money, so please, if you feel like donating, do that. Give us your prayer request. Good Lord, God bless everybody. Come on down to the storehouse. We got all the doors for your house. Maybe even all the floors for your house. We got a lot of things. You looking for cabinetry or composite decking, or maybe even metal roofing. We got you covered. We got you covered at the storehouse. Storehouse in Lincolnton at the storehouse. Yeah. Got you covered.